Okay, guys, now let's take a look at the second part of part 3. And we're going to look at explicit form. So here we have an explicit form, which originally looks like this, where we put in our first term, and then we put in our common difference. Then it has been simplified to this form. So we're going to write the first 5 terms given this condensed version of the explicit form. So remember, n represents the term number. So to get the first term, I am going to plug in 1 for n to get out my term. Negative 2 times 1, and then plus 8. So the first term is going to be 6. And then I can plug in 2 for n. And my second term is negative. Whoops, I forgot to put in the 2. 2 goes there. Negative 4 plus 8. So my second number is 4. Now, I had noticed my pattern is going down by 2, so I can remember that this indicates our common difference. So now, instead of plugging in a 3 to get the third term or 4 to get the fourth, I can simply go down by 2. So the next term is going to be 2, and then minus 2 is going to give us 0, and then minus 2 is going to give us negative 2, and so on. Now let's use the explicit form, the condensed version, to find the 20th number. So I'm going to plug in 20. We're going to distribute or multiply to get negative 40. And our 20th term is going to be negative 32. Okay, again, we are given the explicit form. It's in its condensed version from this. So this is how we initially write the explicit form. Put in the first number plus the common difference. And then we would simplify. So to get our first number, we're going to plug in a 1. 4 times 1 minus 20. And our first term is going to be negative 16. Then we can plug in 2 for n. Again, we're going to plug in to get the second number. We plug in a 2. We get 8 minus 20. So our second number is going to be negative 12. So we can see we went from negative 16 to negative 12. So we can see that's a difference, and we are increasing by 4. So we can now just apply that common difference and add 4 to each term. We could still plug in a 3 and do the math, but now that I see the pattern going on, I'm just going to apply my common difference. So negative 12 plus 4 is negative 8. Negative 8 plus 4 is negative 4. And negative 4 plus 4 is 0. Now let's use the equation again, our explicit form, to find the 20th. Instead of continuing to add 4, let's just use our function. Plug in 20 for n. 4 times 20 is 80. And 80 minus 80 minus 20, I was getting ahead of myself. 80 minus 20 gives me 60. So the 20th term in this sequence would be 60. Okay, let's do a third one. Again, this is the explicit form that has been condensed or simplified from the original. If you are asked to write the explicit form, you're going to start out by writing the first term plus whatever your common difference is, the pattern, and then it's always n times n minus 1. And then we'll distribute and combine to get a version that looks like this. So we're going to get our first term by plugging in 1 for the n to get the first term. We are going to multiply 3 times 1 and then add 12. So the first term is 15. And then let's find the second term, plugging in a 2 for n. And we get 6 plus 12. And the second term is 18. And I can see the pattern that we are adding 3. And I can notice that this 3 times n, this 3 is your quote-unquote slope, called the common difference in sequences, in arithmetic sequences. So 18 plus 3 is 21. 21 plus 3 is 24. 24 plus 3 is 27, and so on. Now let's use our condensed explicit form to find the 20th term. And our 20th term is going to be 60 plus 12, and that gives us 72.